That's a tough one. I think I got to go Rivera with that one. Rivera's been looking real sharp, strong. Obviously Thomas is good as well, but I think I got to go Rivera with that one.
Man, I don't know. Jimmy Rivera is kind of boring. I looked at his record, and he's one of those guys that doesn't have a lot of finishes either. So, and Thomas Almeida gets it done, but Thomas Almeida is kind of reckless. So I'm gonna go with Almeida. I'll go with Almeida.
I haven't got too deeply into Rivera's game as of right now. Kind of short, stocky guy, a good boxer. Well, he kicks too. He kicked Uriah, landed some good kicks on Uriah. You know what? I'm yet to. They both like to strike. I don't know. It's probably a 50-50 there. When you got two guys that likes to strike like that, I see it more like a 50-50.
Oh man, I love Jimmy Rivera. He's so solid. Jimmy Rivera coming out victorious.
I think Jimmy has a good shot, man. I know Thomas might have a little bit of the reach, but Jimmy knows how to get inside, and he can also wrestle. So the funny thing is, I just want to see how Jimmy can take it. I think Jimmy gets it either way. I don't think Thomas can. I don't think he takes too much of a. I don't think he can take that big of a punch. And Jamie's got pretty heavy hands, so I think Jamie takes it. But we'll see, man. We'll see how Thomas, because I see he's working too. But I got Jamie on that for sure.
You know what's crazy? Like Jimmy is so good, man. He's good everywhere. He's a good grappler. He's a good wrestler. He's a good striker, and he hits hard. Which his record, he's got more decisions than anything because he's got phenomenal cardio. And I'm shocked some of these guys are able to take his shots because I've been in there with him and I've got hit by him. I'm like, wow, with the MMA glove on this guy, I think he's gonna start a finishing streak, and I think it's gonna begin with Thomas. So I think he's gonna finish him. I don't know what round, but I think he's definitely gonna finish him.
I'm gonna go with Rivera on that one. I think he'll just grind him out. I'm not exactly. I mean, he's not like the most technical guy in the world, but he's just a strong ass little grinder, and it's miserable fighting those guys.
Jimmy Rivera, I think. Jimmy's on a bit of a tear, and I said this in a previous interview. A few years ago, I think it was like July 2015, I was out in Kansas City. I was actually fighting Anthony Gutierrez for Titan FC, and a slot came open a few weeks before that for UFC Scotland, the last one there, and it was to fight Marcus Brimage at bantamweight. Then I put my name down. I said, look, I'll take that fight. It's in Scotland, blah blah. And they ended up putting this guy in, and I was absolutely devastated at the time. But it was Jimmy Rivera, and it was Jimmy Rivera's debut, so he kind of took my slot back then, But he's on a bit of a tear, coming off a massive win. You know what I mean? He's a genuine, decent guy in the division. Almeida's another good guy, but Jimmy's a big guy for 135 as well, So I'm going to say his size, and he can strike and he can wrestle. So I'm going to give it a Jimmy, I think.
I don't know much about Jimmy. I only saw his fight with Uriah, but just off that alone, and then seeing Almeida's last fight with Garbrandt, I mean, I would take Jimmy.
I'm going to go with Jimmy Rivera. I got to hang out with him a bunch, and he's a tough kid. I think he's on the rise, and I think he's got a tough style for anybody. He's a great wrestler, a good striker. It's like, how do you deal with that guy? You know what I mean? You can't really take him down or submit him, and it's tough to stand up with him. So I think he's one of the next contenders coming up.
I got my eye on that fight because I fought Rivera in the past in Bellator, a while back, and I really want to get that one back. I know he's number 5 in the world, so that's someone who's on my radar. But I don't want to get too ahead of myself. But I think he got a lot better since we fought. I think he's on a tear. He's got a lot of confidence. He's an aggressive fighter now. He wins mostly decisions, but now he seems to be believing in his power more. I think he could take out Almeida, but Almeida's got a lot of good stand-up skills too. I'm not really sure who's going to win that, but I would go with Rivera, probably decision.